Take it easy, Mr. Zellner. You will only hurt yourself.
Anything else? There's only one hotspot.
It's almost over.
There's only one option there, and that option does not work. There is a shadow, a blue shadow. I see that too, Kungavai.
Take it easy, Mr. Zellner. You will only hurt
Maybe click as fast as we can with the syringe. No, that's not it. We're not clicking on... Whoa! What the? Why did it work this time? Oh! Is that the inspector? Maybe I wasn't fast enough in the other times.
Thanks.
A wet towel works miracles. I told you so.
Out with it then. What were you doing down there?
Inspector, at least let the constable recover his breath.
He almost killed himself.
What?
Me? No. Dr. Gebhardt would have taken care of that for me. Where is he?
Gebhardt? He's vanished without a trace. We're searching the ship from top to bottom.
One at a time. Tell me, Zellner, what did you find out?
Dr. Gebhardt killed Baroness von Trebitz.
Impossible.
Do you have proof?
Besides the fact that he wanted to kill me?
But wasn't the doctor with you when the shot was fired?
Came from the tape. Of course.
The shot that we heard was a recording. The Baroness had a tape recorder and good speakers in her cabin. Good enough to make the noise audible on the upper deck.
Is that just your suspicion, or do you have proof?
I have the tape.
There's an audio tape in the medical center. The reel belongs to the tape player in the Baroness's cabin. And there's a sibling reel in her cabin that belongs to the recorder in the medical center. He recorded it in the cargo hold. His tape recorder has a microphone, and I removed a bullet from one of the boxes down there.
And it came from the murder weapon?
All right.
Inspector Legrand.
Let's pretend you're onto something. The shot we heard was just a recording. What happened next?
We all ran to the Baroness's cabin. She lay comatose in a pool of blood. Dr. Gebhardt pushed past you so that you couldn't get too close to the Baroness. He examined her and pronounced her dead. There was no reason for us to doubt him. The shot, the blood, the Baroness lying there lifelessly. But she was only unconscious, knocked out by the chloral hydrate that the doctor had poured into her glass shortly before.
The doctor had a glass in his hand when you came in.
He wanted to remove the evidence, but you gave me the glass instead, Captain DeCanti, and unintentionally knocked me out as well.
Nonsense. There was blood everywhere. And the Baroness is certainly dead enough, isn't she?
Then who did shoot her? And when?
That was fake blood. She wasn't shot. Okay, this one I'm not sure, guys. Was she shot in the end? We know that was fake blood, and we got the bullet holes. We got 2 bullet holes. The doctor in the medical facility, the doctor in the cabin. What? In the facility then, nice. Oh no, I'm not sure about this one. Wait. She was not poisoned. We have not found poison anywhere. So she was shot in the end. The doctor in the medical facility The doctor in the cabin. Was she shot in the cabin? Or was she shot in the medical facility? Where? Where was she shot? I guess it would be easier if she was shot in the medical facility, and then the doctor can wash whatever the blood stains away. I'm guessing the medical facility is where she was killed after they transported the body. I am leaning toward the medical facility and not the cabin. I'm not sure, guys. Fake blood. Or maybe after everyone left her cabin, he shot her in the cabin. The doctor in the cabin? Ray? Doctor in the cabin.
As I already said, it was Dr. Gebhardt. He shot the sleeping Baroness in her cabin, barely 10 meters away from us.
What are you saying?
The doctor was alone in the cabin for a while. When the alarm went off, it was deafening. I couldn't even hear myself.
And I found a pillow with burn marks.
Oh,
Could have
right,
been
right, I
used to
forgot.
muffle a gunshot.
I forgot.
Blood? The blood wasn't real. Dr. Gebhardt mixed up a liquid that looked like fresh blood to the casual observer, but the liquid remained red instead of becoming darker and browner from exposure to the air. That meant he had to clean the body and get rid of the bedding.
But the blood was already there when we first entered the cabin.
Dr. Gebhardt was in the Baroness's cabin before the murder. He hid a surgical glove full of the red liquid under her sheet. The Baroness, dead tired, fell onto her bed. The glove burst, and the blood spread across the bed. I found the burst glove in the medical center.
But why did he do it? What was his motive?
Inspector?
So the motive for the killing. It was about the Eye of the Sphinx. She blackmailed the doctor. I can only speculate. This one I'm not sure, guys. Was she blackmailing the doctor? This doesn't make sense at all. She's a baroness, guys. So I don't see a reason why she needs to blackmail the doctor. Makes more sense if it is the other way around. But if it is about the Eye of the Sphinx, then it makes more sense. Because she holds one of the keys, one of the 3 keys.
It had to do with the Eye of the Sphinx.
Yeah.
The Baroness was supposed to bring one of the keys to Cairo.
So Dr. Gebhardt was the Raven?
No.
I don't think so. But perhaps he was working with him.
No, no, no.
Do you have anything to contribute, Constable?
Confession, sir.
Confession, that's not real, that's fake.
Dr. Gebhardt was the Raven.
No,
It's
no.
all here. He admits to everything.
What does it say?
It says, "Do you still remember, my dear Nico? The streets were wet with rain, and the scent of roasted barley and fermenting yeast wafted over to us from the brewery. A dog barked until your shot struck down the innocent one. After that silence, not a single sound except for my soft steps fading on the wet cobblestone street. They made a hero of you, and I, at last, found peace. At least until the urge returned. Some of us are not made for retirement, my friend. I thought they would assign this case to you, and that thought pleased me. We'd finally find out who was truly the better man. And it pains me now to have to admit that you and your little gumshoe got the better of me. You drove me into a corner, forced me to make mistakes. I congratulate you on your triumph, but no one will confine the Raven to a cage. There is but one way out, and that is by my own hand. Farewell, Raven Hunter R.
Inspector Legrand.
I don't think that is authentic. Well, someone wrote it obviously, but definitely not the Doctor.
Inspector?
I was right. I told them all, over and over again. But no one would listen.
I don't think the Raven... I don't think he will admit defeat so easily, because he is a Raven. Dr. Gelbart, or the letter. I hope I can pick both of these choices. One after the other.
What about the handwriting, the wording? Does the farewell letter match the Raven's other letters?
Yes, it's his handwriting, his words. I've read all the Raven's letters, all of them, over and over again.
I never thought it was possible. A resurrected Raven.
The Raven was never dead. I shot the wrong man.
But that man had the stolen goods, didn't he? So he must have been in league with the Raven. One could hardly call him innocent.
And the Doctor?
You think that Dr. Gebhardt was really the Raven?
The things Gebhardt describes in his letter aren't part of any police report. Only someone who was there would know them.
Couldn't there have been others involved? One of the police, for instance. What if one of them changed sides?
Why is it so hard for you to accept the simple truth? There was never a new Raven. There was only ever the old one. And that was Dr. Gebhardt.
The modus operandi doesn't match. The Raven was not a killer.
Legends are rarely what they seem to be, Constable Zellner.
You're not making sense here, Inspector. Why are you so sure that the Raven is the Doctor? Why?
Then who was the man who was killed back then?
William Jackson, a petty thief, committed some burglaries together with his brother. Talented, but not world-class.
And they thought he was the Raven.
Some people thought it was part of his disguise. If you're a debonair master thief, what better disguise than pretending to be a common crook? From time to time you let them catch you pulling small jobs, and no one ever imagines you're capable of a major heist.
But you didn't believe it.
I had my doubts, but everyone congratulated me and those doubts were pushed aside. It was like being caught in a storm, but eventually the storm passed and my doubts were still there.
But not this time? No doubts telling you that Gebhardt isn't our man?
It must be him.
Where do we go from here?
We deliver the eye and then I'll contact Paris. A task force will compare all of Gebhardt's known residences with the Raven's activity.
And if there are any inconsistencies?
You're welcome to keep an eye on the safe if you can't let it go. The ship will remain in Cairo for 1 day. That's all the time you'll have to catch your own Raven. I already have mine.
I'm sorry guys, I have to reload the chats. Hello everybody in the chats! I missed all the conversation here. Hello moderator Ray.
Ah, you're one of Legrand's men, aren't you?
My name is Anton Jakob Zellner.
You've come just in time. Grace, my dachshund is missing.
There may be more important matters for me to attend to, Mr.
Director Abbas Mokhtar. And Grace isn't just a common dog. She's a purebred German dachshund, a champion.
Hello everybody in the chat. Hello Co-Master, Kunga5. Hello everyone. Yeah, my chat is not working earlier, so I was seeing a blank section. But hello everybody, welcome to the Sunday morning stream. Did I pick the wrong choice? I need to pick the speculation answer there. I didn't pick that one, guys. The note could be artificial, yes, definitely. Well, maybe not artificial. I think the Raven really wrote a note. But it's just that the Raven is not Dr. Gerhardt.
Inspector Legrand, Professor Lucien, and Constable Oliver are overseeing the transportation of the safe. They should be here at any moment. I'll have a look around in the meantime.
Do you think that's necessary? The Raven is dead, after all.
If you mean Dr. Gebhardt, his body was never recovered. Nor the stolen eye of the Sphinx, for that matter.
It does us a great honor that the Inspector is concerned about us. But we have everything under control.
Legrand isn't as concerned as he should be. But I am. Is the museum closed?
Yes. Only carefully selected guests may enter the museum during preparations for the gala. And of course, you're one of them, Mr. Constable.
What can you tell me about the museum's security system?
One of the best on the market. And the second eye will still be exhibited in our special treasure chamber, which is extra secure.
Treasure chamber?
See for yourself, to the right of the entrance. The eye is as safe as the British Crown jewels.
And the eye is probably gone already.
I think I'll have a look around the museum.
Please do. There's a lot to see. And you let me know if you see Grace, won't you? I hope we find her before the great inspector arrives. Isn't it fantastic how he solved the murder on the ship?
Legrand?
Of course. It's in all the newspapers. The murder of the wealthy Baroness von Trebitz, and how the great Inspector Legrand identified the murderer in just one day. It's the stuff legends are made of. You should count yourself lucky to have the chance to learn from him.
Oh, poor Constable.
What exactly do the newspapers say?
Everything. It's fantastic. Someone on board must have informed the press immediately. Of course, it's a great advertising for us. The reporters will queue up tonight.
And it was reported that Legrand found the murderer.
Of course! Who else?
Well, I wasn't exactly uninvolved.
Of course. Legrand surely has assistants, but honor to he who deserves to be honored. Right?
Well then.
Be seeing you, Constable. Grace! Here, Gracie. My sweetheart.
Oh,
Where
you
are
again.
you?
Oh, Mr. Inch.
Mr. Inch. There you are. I am so sorry. Baroness von Trebitz was a good-hearted woman. She did so much for the museum.
As you say, sir.
And you? Are you leaving so soon?
I'd like to go back to my hotel. These last days have been such a strain.
First, you sneak into the museum without greeting me, and then you want to leave just as quickly?
I didn't want to disturb you, and we'll have time enough tonight.
Yes, you simply must come tonight. I wanted to present Baroness von Trebitz with a medal. Now you'll have to accept it.
Of course, if you insist, sir.
The Baroness paid for all this. Without her, there wouldn't have been an exhibition or a gala.
She was very generous.
Yes, she was.
If you'll excuse me now. Constable Zellner, I want to thank you again for all you've done. You saved me, you could say.
My pleasure. See you tonight.
Well, I'm glad he now has a chance to accept the award, guys. But shouldn't there be a better choice? Letting her butler accepting an award. Yeah, lucky you. Alright, now we are inside the museum. So we can examine the outside portion of the museum. You know what? Let me go back outside, guys. Hold on. There are...
It seems like Anton Jakob Zellner will never manage to get on the front page. The museum director and the rest of the world think that Legrand is the one who put a stop to Dr. Gebhardt.
Alright, I guess not.
I'll stay here until Legrand and the others arrive. I can use the time to take a look around.
Yeah, let's check this place
I'll
out.
stay here and
Oh,
I
yes,
can use
yes,
the...
yes. Aha. Miss Miller.
Miss Miller, I'm glad to see you here.
Oh, Constable Zellner. I heard what happened to you on board. Awful. Truly awful.
All's well that ends well. You are waiting for Professor Lucien?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the whole cast... the whole cast will be here in the museum too. Just like the boat and the ship and the train. Everyone is here.
Tomorrow you'll be sailing down the Nile, if I heard correctly.
That's right. I'm sure it will be an amazing experience.
But you don't seem to be very excited.
Oh, but I am. It's very generous of Lady Westmacott to invite me, and especially Matty. He'll learn a lot.
But?
Well, Professor Lucien offered to join us.
Then Matt will learn even more. And I'm sure it won't be unpleasant for you either.
No, I just don't know how Matty would react if Edgar came with us.
I understand. I could test the water to see how he'd feel about it.
Would you do that? Oh, thank you, Constable Zellner.
So is there something going on between you and Professor Lucien? Is there a blooming relationship?
Were you able to find out why Professor Lucien left the forecastle so suddenly last night?
No, not really. We only had a brief conversation. He was still very nervous.
He was like that on the train as well. Seems to be typical of him.
It must be something to do with the burglary at the museum. It really affected him. But he told me not to worry about anything. He said, soon this would all be over.
Really? How did he mean that?
Oh, I didn't ask him, Constable.
That's very strange.
Are there other passengers from the ship here?
Oh, yes, we arrived as a group. David Kreutzer, the violinist, was with us. So were Miss Myers and Mr. Inch. He seems to have gotten over the death of the Baroness pretty quickly. He seems positively relaxed.
I've met him. He looks on the bright side of life, so to speak. Where is Mr. Kreutzer?
He's over in the treasure chamber. Maddie is downstairs in the main hall. I'm afraid I'll hear the sound of something priceless shattering any second.
Matt will be careful, Miss Miller. I'll continue my tour of the museum.
Oh, yes, there's so much to see.
How exciting! Everyone is here, guys. Everyone! The whole cast is here. Examine the showcase. The desert glass. Examine the daggers. Okay, thank you, Ray. But shall we enter the guard room first? It's right here. Check out their security system.
Locked.
It's locked? Well, at least it is very secured. The security room is secured. That is awesome. Guard room. The rear area. Is that all? Main hall is this way. So nothing on the right hand side. Main hall, rear area. Let's go that way. Oh, hello people. The violinist. Are you really invited here? Mr. Violinist, I forgot your name. But you are a thief. You stole the Baroness' purse on the train. Oh, actually at the train station.
Mr. Kreutzer will provide the background music tonight at the opening.
Really?
Does he have anything else on his agenda?
So he was invited here. It is his job to play the violin.
How are the acoustics, Mr. Kreutzer?
Average. I wouldn't have expected anything else from a big stone cavern.
But isn't that nice? The echo and the music. I think that will merge beautifully together.
How does it feel to have been accused of murder and to escape by the skin of your teeth? The whole thing could have had a bad ending for you. You didn't have an alibi. It was your gun.
I must admit that I can imagine better ways to spend my time than being roughed up by Inspector Legrand. Your snooping actually paid off for me this time. Did you ever suspect me?
Of murder? No. I think you're too intelligent to shoot someone with your own gun without arranging an alibi for the time of the crime. It seems like a lot of the passengers from the ship are here this morning.
Nearly all of them. I had a brief conversation with the Baroness's butler. Between you and I, he seems quite happy to be rid of the old battleship.
Mr. Kreutzer.
Young Miss Mayers was here as well. Unfortunately, it seems like she's already disappeared again.
Forget it. She's engaged.
And the old witch with her caretaker and her brat are also here.
What do you have against Lady Westmacott?
The lady is more callous than the Queen of the Night. She chased her own son away. Ice cold. I met him briefly. Flew to America because he couldn't stand her anymore.
Did any of the guests behave suspiciously? Was anyone unusually interested in the treasure chamber or the security system?
I couldn't say. I'm here to check the acoustics and then I'll come back for the gala tonight. I'm not interested in your detective games.
He's only interested in petty thief, guys. Like stealing an old lady's purse. That's all you're interested in.
The newspaper this morning is full of reports about the events on board.
I've seen them.
Someone must have informed the press directly from the ship. He probably got a pile of money for the story, don't you think?
And again, they want to ruin my reputation. But no, Constable, it wasn't me. I didn't even consider it. And whoever did it was a bungler.
Why?
The story is in all the papers. You get more money if you sell the dirt to just one paper, as an exclusive.
Who do you think it was?
The young guy? The stowaway?
The captain didn't press charges and let him go this morning. But up until then, he was in the cell the whole time.
Perhaps Miss Mayers. Maybe she wants to become an actress and needs a bit of publicity.
Whoever it was, they wanted to make sure that the story spread, and they weren't after money. So, what were they after? Well, I'm looking forward to the concert.
It will be an unforgettable night.
Well, maybe the real Raven. Maybe the real Raven talked to the reporters. He was the one who spread the news? That makes more sense to me, guys. Display case. This is the one that you're talking about, right? Hello, Maria, in the chat. How are you doing? And also Lori Lynn. Hello, welcome.
Ancient Egyptian jewelry. I like that golden signet ring with a scarab made of jasper. In ancient Egypt, these beetles were regarded as symbols of fertility. Nowadays, we just call them dung beetles. I suppose the beetles don't really care.
Newspaper.
I can't read what it says, but the cover features a dashing picture of Legrand. It shows an energetic young man photographed from beneath, against the sky. That's the look of a man who can catch a thief and murderer in a single day. I don't believe that Legrand spoke to the press himself. He doesn't seem to like the attention, and he wouldn't falsely take credit for something he hadn't done.
Yeah, definitely not him. He's just not the kind. And also he felt a little bit ashamed of himself earlier, guys, at the end. Wait, what is this again? There's a hotspot here. Treasure chamber. Oh, that's what it is. And a banner at the top.
Exclusive and unique. The eyes of the Sphinx exhibited together for the first time ever. Hopefully the visitors will be satisfied with a single eye. Otherwise, all this effort will be for nothing.
So the eye is kept inside the treasure chamber.
Unfortunately, now it's just the eye of the Sphinx. But it's a bit too late to change the banner.